Don't know what you're talking about again?
Hmm?
Lost your train of thought again?
No, I'm just trying to figure out a way that I can help you tell your story.
I think you can help me by just letting me figure out where I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an oops baby, but an oops baby with two extremely emotionally volatile parents who are always fighting and yelling at each other was not the most ideal home environment for a kid. Because the two of you were extremely, I guess, unstable. I mean, I remember the time that you two were having a fight. Mom was screaming. You were doing your, like, cold anger, shut down everything around you thing. And Mom started punching herself in the face real hard, and she broke her glasses and she gave herself a black eye.
Yeah, she did shit like that, didn't she?
Yeah. You know, I remember crying and hiding under the bed or under tables a lot. I mean, I still have a drawing that I wrote "Don't Divorce" on the wall as I sobbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
That's why we didn't divorce.
I mean, I still think to this day, I don't know why the two of you, lasted so long. You should have broken up a long time ago, but I know the answer to that, too.
What's the answer to that?
Weird, pointless attachments and pride for having stuck together so long, and financial issues.
Okay.
But yeah, so I guess because of that, I mean, as I've said, it's one of my biggest fears growing up was growing up to be like either of you. That you two were never role models for me. You were my greatest fears. And so because of the lack of role models at home, what I would do is I would essentially latch on to people around me and trying to sort of find a way to, mediate the lack of role model, as I was often playing the mediator at home when I wasn't busy sobbing. I mean, it wasn't all horrible, of course, I mean, you sucked when I was really little. I didn't like you. I've said this. I didn't like you. I loved Mom, but she would be here, she'd be working most of the week, but then she'd have Mondays off and she'd come hang out at school with me, and those were really nice. She'd hang out, she'd help make soup for the soup day. And you were just kind of a distant asshole.
Yeah, I was still in my old school parenting. Emotion scared me.
Yeah.
I needed to be hard.
You didn't. My latching on to my peers and trying to put the role model aspect of parents that I was missing in that way created a lot of weird imbalances in relationships for me. I mean, I would sort of, put people around me on this weird pedestal. I was a horrible little child as well, because I was extremely violent, and I'd be like, hitting people with shovels, and it was all in good fun for me, and they'd be laughing too, so it was like a children bouncing their boundless energy off, but now I think it's going a bit too far.
Yeah, I think we have that in common.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks for the horrible, horrible traits.
Welcome to fucking genes.
Oh, kill me. Just extract my fucking blood. Just drain me.
Yeah, well, hey!
Hello, I'd like to donate all of my blood. Just take it.
Well...
I'm gay. Am I allowed? Am I allowed to take all my blood? Am I allowed to donate? They don't want gay blood, right?
They don't take blood from gay people.
Do they not? Is that still a thing?
No, they take bile.
Oh, they want gay puke. Okay, sure. Let me just,
Yeah, like certain bodily fluids are gay-friendly.
I mean, we tried to do the whole dinner together thing, but after a while, you just sort of fucked off, and it's like you and Mom never ever had anything to say to each other.
You never wanted to do it either.
Yeah, because you do suck. You two are horrible parents. Like, I love you both to bits. But you really just didn't know how a child's mind worked or how to be equipped with that, and you couldn't get over your own baggage and see past yourselves to actually be able to take care of a child and understand that child's needs when it came to...
I think it's because we were both children.
That's one of the biggest things I've learned as I grow up. It's that when you're a kid, you see adults and you're like, yeah, these guys have everything figured out. And as you grow, you're like, these are fucking teenagers. These are teenagers that have lived longer, but you're still fucking teenagers. I'm like...
And we can beat the shit out of you.
Yes, you could beat a child.
Yeah, I never did, though.
You never did. You.
No. Mom never did either, rest their soul.
She never beat me.
Well, physically.
She never beat me, but she hit me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's...
As long back as I can remember, I have always wanted to die. There was a time when I was around the height of those kitchen cupboards, maybe a bit taller, and I had this thought of going in there and getting a knife and just stabbing myself in the neck. And I always thought, not just here, but, you know, I had a weird thing of self-blame in a lot of ways. And it's that I always thought that everything would be better if I weren't around. I thought that you and Mom would fight less because I felt like a lot of the time you and Mom would fight. You two, things would be better for you. My friends wouldn't have to deal with me. They wouldn't have to find me annoying or whatever. I always wanted to die from 3rd grade, 2nd grade, 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far back as I can go. And so...
Can I say that...
if it's going to be lovey-dovey shit, now's not the time.
No, fuck that. That I also... Well, I was a cutter.
Yeah, so was I.
I was really strong feelings of suicide as well. I think Mom as well. I think...
We are all fucked up people. But I was still raised in a place that I thought would be better without me. What else is my life? I started playing the saxophone and I was 10. Well, neither of you really wanted to listen to me play sometimes. And I remember I was asking you to listen to me play, and you just sort of said, it doesn't have soul. And I was like, I'm like 10, 11, 12 years old, and I don't know what the fuck it means to play with soul. Can you tell me what that means? You're like, it just doesn't have soul. And it escalated in some fight, and then I brought you over and I started playing, and I was like, did that have soul? You had this expression of like, oh God, what have I done? I decided after that, I wanted to take it further and go to a specifically arts-directed high school. It's one of the most fucking gay-ass places I've been. It was the first experience I really had with, like, people who were really out. Right. And the friends I made, they opened up an entire new world in that particular way for me because, that's when I was personally introduced into the whole concept of, being trans, the whole gender thing, and then learning about non-binary, which I was just like, whoa, that's a thing? Huh, cool, okay, interesting. Yeah, so everything was great for a while, and then my brain caught up to me, and I crashed and burned, and pretty much stopped leaving my house altogether. There was a time where I was, having another big depression, and I would spend a lot of time at home playing video games. And video games were one of the few things that I had that would help me cope with being alive. Because they were my escape, and they were literally, I was able to escape somewhere else and not have to think about anything. And my parents saw me doing this, and they thought, if we take away their video games, they will listen to us, and they will start going to school. Something like that. Was it video games are stopping them from going to school?
Punishment.
Punishment, yes. Taking away an already suicidal person's single coping mechanism and only real reason that they want to stay alive will end in disaster. Or at least come to disaster, which it did, which you then took them away. And I said, stop, because if you do that, I'm going to kill myself, because that is currently my only reason for living. And you two said, I don't believe you, stop being so dramatic. So I go into the bathroom, grab a bottle of pills, what fucking ever amount, stuff them in my mouth, drink them, go upstairs and throw the mostly empty bottle at you in tears. And you just look at me. And you're angry. You're angry and you're scared.
It was really hard for me. Like, you threw a bottle at me and you took a bottle of melatonin.
I literally didn't know, though.
But for me, it was like looking at that, like, you're dead serious. There's not a chance you're gonna die, but you're fucking dead. Like, I was caught in this place of, this is insane, but my kid is fucking serious. Like, it was a light bulb moment for, like, your slowly mental dad. It's like, fuck.
And then a bunch of time passed, and then, like, they called me. They were like, hey, you haven't graduated from high school. And I was like, I'm taking online courses. And they were like, how is that going? I'm like, not well. And then Dad was like, okay, my child is useless and not going to school. Hey, old Tara, do you want to do a show? And I was like, with my, like, 3-week-old fucking drool, because I haven't showered, been, like, sitting in bed, like, covered in video game fucking consoles, like, I'm not doing anything else, Tara, let's go. Let's do a show. So now I'm here having to talk about this.
And welcome to the birth of Spawn&Geezer. This whole project was to get you out of the fucking bag.